Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
We welcome you into VA Memorial Stadium, home to the Chillicothe Paints, as we prepare for a Monday night Division IV district final between the South Webster Jeeps and the Eastern Eagles. Dewey Daly and Shane Combs along with you. Glad to have you with us as we get ready for the first half inning of action here tonight. And Shane, as Carson alluded to prior to the start of the previous game, going to hand out some hardware tonight. Excited to see which team will punch their ticket to the Sweet 16 next week.
Well, it's extremely exciting. First of all, thank you for letting me sit with you and talk baseball and watch some incredible baseball action here. I already had one really good one there in the 4 o'clock game, now with the 7 o'clock start. And now, to be honest, as much as I enjoy your company, I'd much rather be out on the field coaching it. But in all seriousness, it's as a coach of Paint Valley, we've had the incredible fortune of succeeding at this level 3 times. And we were talking in the first game about how back in 14 and 15 when we were at this level, it was the day of the 10 innings in three days for the pitchers. And then now, here recently with the change to the pitch count, it really can impact some of your pitching matchups when you go Saturday with a quick Monday turnaround. But in talking to the coaches today through text, I know they're extremely confident with the way some things unfolded and who they have on the mound tonight, and I think we're in for a great matchup.
Eastern, the 3 seed in the district tournament, 19-6 out of the TVC Hawking under head coach Chris Stewart in his 4th year in Reedsville, 9th as a head coach here in Ohio. Spent some time as an assistant coach from 2005 to 2012 in Athens to head coach Freddie Gibson before taking over in Athens from 2013 to 2017, a pair of district titles in 2016 and 17. Overall, as a head coach, a 4-time District Coach of the Year is Chris Stewart.
Outstanding coach. I know I had a chance to compete against him multiple times in the tournament over the last 2 or 3 years, and then he and I spent some time together at the coaches clinic up in Columbus this past year, and just a wealth of knowledge, super human being, and does a great job teaching the game and leading his young men, and I think you'll see that on both sides tonight. These 2 teams are really well coached.
And for South Webster, the 10 seed, I believe the lowest seed in the tournament up to this point, looking to continue that Cinderella story, if you will. 14-15 out of the SOC3, the newly formed conference. They split into that 3rd division. South Webster, the only D4 team among some D3 powerhouses such as Menford, even some D2 teams such as Waverly and Wheelersburg back into Division 3. Under head coach Ryan McClintock, he's in his 11th season in South Webster. 16-12 last year, district champs, a 4-2 win right here at the VA over Fairfield, who we just previously saw claim their first district title in quite some time. South Webster looking to add another trophy into their case.
Well, the seeding and the whole number in terms of the seed that's next to their name, that's misleading each and every year because of the schedule you talked about. They're always going to be seeded much lower in terms of their record than what their quality of play is going to be on the field, and that shows up year in, year out in the postseason. Again, another coach that I've competed against, so well prepared, so well coached, and I think that's one thing you'll see throughout the night is both of these teams, not that they won't make physical mistakes, but they're going to handle adversity and they're going to compete really hard, and they're usually going to be in the right spot trying to do the right thing.
Impressive wins for both squads in the district semi-round, a 10-0 win in 6 innings over Waterford, who took down the 2 seed in White Oak in the sectional final for South Webster. As the first pitch is on the way, low and away for a ball. And Eastern walking things off, I believe, last Saturday against Trimble. Walk-off single by Alex Collins. So 1-1 to begin the at-bat for Jacob McGraw. 1-1 pitch on the outside corner now, 1-2. The due up this inning for South Webster, Jacob McGraw, Benaiah Andrews, and Hunter Bernard. 1-2 pitch into the turf. The rest of the batting lineup for South Webster: Bryson McClintock, Tristan Belfort, Brody Perkins, Sam Murphy, Dylan Schubert, and Cole Bennett. Brady Rockhold on the mound for the Eagles. 2-2 pitch bounced down the third base line, killed by the catcher Collins. That'll keep the count at 2-2.
Rockhold's a right-hander I'm familiar with. Had a chance to compete against him last year. Going to attack the strike zone. Going to do it with a mix of speeds. Good command. Certainly a physical growth from last year to this year. The velocity's picked up a little bit. I've been very, very impressed with him when I've had a chance to see him throw.
14th appearance tonight for the junior Rockhold. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for the first strikeout and the first out of the inning, one away.
Shows you a little bit of the entire bag of tools that are on the mound. It gives you a little fastball, some curveball there. It looked like he took something off, changeup, got in on the hands a little bit. Catcher does a nice job of hanging on the complete strikeout.
63 innings pitched for Rockhold. That is a team high. 5-2 record with a 2.33 ERA. First pitch, a breaking ball to the third baseman, Benaiah Andrews, a called strike, 0-1. Defensive starters for Eastern in the outfield from left to right: Lance Hensler, Peyton Buckley, and Hunter Needs. In the infield, once again from left to right at third base, Lane Atha. Ethan Edwards at short, Aiden Wilham at second base. The 0-2 pitch, a called strike now, 2 away. And the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore, Alex Collins behind the plate for Rockhold.
Rockhold, great command of his off-speed earlier, finding that release point. He showed the ability to throw it for the called strike and was able to get ahead in the count with it and then put him away with it as well.
So now the shortstop, Hunter Bernard, strides in with 2 away.
Great start for Rockhold. These top 3 hitters in the South Webster lineup really had a day of it on Saturday in their win. So this is a nice start if he's able to get a clean slate here in the opening inning.
Bernard swinging away on the 1-0 offering down the right field line and foul, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bernard, one of those guys, a 3-sport athlete. Big part in the district title runs for the Jeeps in the soccer and basketball seasons.
Love the confidence in all the pitches that Rockhold shows. He'll throw just about any pitch on any count.
2-1 pitch, fouled away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Count is now full for Bernard.
Good at bat here, trying to win a 2-out spot, put a pitcher in the stretch early.
3-2 pitch, down and in. Hard-earned walk for Bernard. First Jeep to reach first base safely here tonight.
Second baseman, number 22, Bryson McClintock.
Now the second baseman, Bryson McClintock.
Pretty athletic group for South Webster this year. See if they push the running game here with 2 outs, looking to make something happen early in the game.
McClintock, a .314 hitter. 22 RBIs to his name this season as the pickoff attempt to first base gets away from Gilmore and trickles into right field as Bernard moves up to second base.
Well, you never know how those little things will add up here. We'll see how the 2-out spot plays out, but that could be a huge play moving up that 90 feet now in scoring position.
First offering to McClintock, a called strike, 0-1. Bernard now in scoring position, tied for first on this Jeep squad with runs scored this season. 24 to his name. 0-1 on the way. Downstairs, gets away from the catcher Collins. Bernard moves up another 90 feet.
Now this 2-out spot with the guy at third, the catcher becomes so important here. The ability to be a wall and keep everything in front.
1-1 offering, low and away. 2-1 to McClintock. The DH Tristan Belford awaits on deck.
I got a piece of him on the foul ball there. You know, sometimes it's better defensively in the 2-out spot, especially in a big ballpark like this, just to have the guy move over to third. Now, that being said, you know, an infield hit could score him, an error could score him, things like that. But sometimes it just gets your defense a little bit more straight up, focused on the batter to get the out.
2-2 pitch, grounded left side. Edwards fields it cleanly. Throw on to first is in time, and the side is retired. Scoreless frame tossed by Brady Rockhold. We'll take a quick break. Home half of the first coming up here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
McDonald's.
2 Ks, 1 walk, no runs, no hits for Brady Rockhold in the top half of the first inning. First chance at the dish for this Chris Stewart-led squad here this evening. Batting lineup for Eastern, the shortstop Ethan Edwards, the catcher Alex Collins, center fielder Peyton Buckley, the designated hitter Caleb Abner, the right fielder Hunter Needs, the left fielder Lance Hensler, the pitcher Brady Rockhold, the first baseman Rowan Gilmore, and the second baseman Aiden Wilhelm. On the mound tonight for South Webster will be Jacob McGraw. The rest of the defensive starters for South Webster into the outfield from left to right. Number 23, Bo Stevens. Number 3, Dylan Schupert. And number 10, Cole Bennett. Into the infield at the hot corner, number 15, Benaiah Andrews. Shortstop, number 5, Hunter Bernard. Second baseman, number 22, Bryson McClintock. And the first baseman, number 4, Brody Perkins. Behind the plate for McGraw, number 24, Sam Murphy.
Leading off for Eastern, left shortstop, number 4, Ethan.
Yeah, these leadoff spots every inning become really important because we talked about how well coached these teams are and the way they can execute in the small ball. The best way to defend against that is to get that lead guy and really take away some of the coaching options.
Ethan Edwards, a .350 hitter. 14 RBIs, just 1 extra base hit for the leadoff man. 1-0 pitch, catches the outside corner now, 1-1.
Yeah, young man that's not going to hit for a lot of power, but certainly a pretty good contact guy, gives you good at bat, can really run, can really handle the bat.
1-1 pitch, bounced right side, fielded by McClintock. Throw on to first is in time to retire the leadoff man, 1 away.
The catcher, number 11, Alex Collins.
We ended up seeing
Alex
that.
Collins.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say, you saw in the leadoff spot there in the first game, the difference between the ability to get that lead guy and the big innings that were coming there for Fairfield. So far, so good for both of these pitchers in game 2.
First offering to Collins, bounced left side. Nice backhand by Andrews. Throw on the run to first base. Brody Perkins unable to bring it in. Alex Collins aboard with 1 away for the 3-hole center fielder Peyton Buckley.
Pretty good effort there. Third coming in, was able to make the play. Possibly had time to set the feet and turn it loose. But again, give credit, put the ball in play, run hard down the line, make something happen, and now Eastern with its first base runner of the evening.
Now the senior number 9, Peyton Buckley. All TV selection, first team all district.
Terrific player, can impact the game in a lot of different ways here in the 3-hole.
1-0 on the way from McGraw, fouled straight back, and even 1 ball and 1 strike count for the center fielder, Peyton Buckley. DH, Caleb Abner, awaits on deck for Eastern. District action all week here at the VA, as after tonight the D3 tournament begins with district semis. Tomorrow we'll have 2 district finals here in Division 3 this week at the VA, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, both with start times of 5 p.m. 1-2 pitch lined into straightaway left field. Nice catch by Bo Stevens for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, really good play there in left. In this big a ballpark, that ball gets by, all sorts of craziness starts. Able to really hang in there as that ball started to have some late life and started to dive on him a little bit. No harm, no foul, makes the play, and now you're in a 2-out spot with a chance to get out of the inning.
So now Caleb Abner strides in with 1 man aboard, 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Abner, another one of those all-TVC selections for this Eastern Eagles squad. He swings away on the 1-0 pitch. Easy pop-up to Bernard. It's short, and that'll put a cap here on the first inning. We'll head to the top of the second. Both teams go scoreless at their first time at the dish. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. 0-0 tie as we enter the visiting half of the first inning. No hits through the first inning for South Webster. Due up this inning for the Jeeps, Tristan Belfort, Brody Perkins, and Sam Murphy. Brody Rockhold out for his second inning of work here at the VA. One thing to note, these teams did meet in the regular season. Eastern with a 2-0 victory in that contest for Eastern. It was Ethan Edwards on the mound, so a different arm being seen on the mound for South Webster. So Belford will lead things off, a .312 hitter. It's the 0-1 pitch, popped into foul ground right side. Moving over is Gilmore, who brings it in for the first out of the inning.
Had a chance to talk to both head coaches this afternoon, and in my chat with Coach Stewart on the Eastern side, he talked so much about what I was mentioning earlier about getting the leadoff guy out, because he talked about how well South Webster could bunt and do some things throughout the order.
So now the first baseman, Brody Perkins.
You see Rockhold attacking the zone and coming right at that lead guy and changes the entire inning.
2 quick strikes for Rockhold. Perkins now down on the count, 0-2. Out of the windup, the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, gets away from Collins. Throw onto first base is in time for the second out of the inning. Third strikeout for Rockhold so far.
Great stretch down there at first.
The catcher, number 24, Sam.
It's one of those where the runner's trying to cheat the running lane as much as possible on that angle. First baseman with an outstanding stretch onto the fair side and up the ladder a little bit.
First pitch to the catcher, Sam Murphy on the outside corner, 0-1. 0-1 pitch up and in now, 1-1.
Good sign for Rockhold as he's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, not finding himself behind in the order too much to this point.
1-1 pitch, catches a piece of Sam Murphy. That'll put a man aboard with 2 outs for the center fielder, Dylan Schubert.
Now, is that my fault? Is that the version of jinxing the free throw shooter in basketball when they go to the line and you say, hey, this guy hasn't missed in so long? I'm sitting here talking about his command, and then on the very next pitch, he hits the guy in the back.
Second consecutive inning, Rockhold has retired the first 2 batters before more or less walking the third batter of the inning.
Well, in all seriousness, what I was talking about earlier is, you can still bunt for a hit, or you can bunt a guy over with 1 out or whatever it may be, but when you get deeper into the inning, it does limit a little bit of the small ball options.
0-1 pitch to Schubert, popped into shallow right field. Needs makes the grab. Another scoreless frame for Brady Rockhold. Chance now for the Eagles to potentially plate the first run here tonight in this Division IV district final here at VA Memorial Stadium. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
Jacob McGraw back out to the mound for his second inning of work here tonight in this Division IV district semifinal as we welcome you back into VA Memorial Stadium. 4 batters faced in the last inning for the pitcher Jacob McGraw. No hits so far for Eastern as Alex Collins reached on an error. 3 other batters the last inning at the dish for Eastern, all retired, and that'll lead to the right fielder Hunter Needs leading things off for the Eagles. Lance Hensler and Brady Rockhold, the rest of the due-up for Eastern.
In that time of night where we're about ready to transition into some night baseball.
.316 average for the sophomore Hunter Needs. 4 extra base hits, 2 of which have been triples, which is a team high for Eastern. One of the more extra base hit friendly ballparks here in Southern Ohio.
No question.
Especially when you talk about getting to third base. Shallow infield, here's the 2-0 upstairs, 3-0 the count to Hunter Needs.
Notice both outfields playing somewhat shallow for this particular ballpark.
3-0 from McGraw in there for a called strike, as most 3-0 pitches are now 3-1. .3-1 to Needs, low and away, leadoff man aboard for Eastern.
So here's the first chess match that starts as we get a leadoff runner aboard and you're into the middle to bottom of the order. Let's see what Coach Stewart dials up here, and then let's see if South Webster's able to execute some bunt defense if needed.
Hensler squaring around to bunt. This one popped foul.
Interesting twist there in their bunt coverage. They charge hard from third base when they keep the first base at home in this situation with the guy at first. The second baseman is charging hard there on the push bunt because here on this turf, they push that ball past the pitcher. It's a very difficult play.
This time Hensler does not square around. The pitch from McGraw catches the outside corner, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch low and away. Pickoff down to first from Murphy. Needs off from first base. He swipes second base. Delayed steal by the sophomore. Works out perfectly for the Eagles. Now a runner in scoring position. Still nobody out for the left fielder, Lance Hensler. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to the Eagles left fielder. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A big-time strikeout by McGraw.
Well, big strikeout after they had moved up on the delayed steal there. Eastern really gets some big secondary leads. That's something to kind of keep our eye on just to see how South Webster handles that in controlling the running game.
Now the opposing pitcher, Brady Rockhold. Chance now for the junior to aid his own cause as the pitch gets away from Murphy. Needs moves up to third, about halfway down the line. Heading home, he'll retreat back to third base.
Well, you get a walk. You kind of steal 90 feet there on the, I guess, delayed steal. A little bit of a defensive miscue on South Webster's part. Now you get a ball that gets away. And here's a first real scoring opportunity with a guy at third, less than 2 outs. Defense is in this early.
1-0 to Rockhold, swung on and missed. An all-TVC selection, mostly due to his time on the mound. Just a .203 hitter, 9 RBIs, 2 extra base hits for the junior. 1-1, he squares around, a safety squeeze, streaking from third is Needs. He slides in safely. It's a play that you've seen a lot more commonly in recent time. You're used to the suicide squeeze where they take off on the first move. This time Needs hangs back a little bit at third base, waits for the bunt to get put down. Pays off big time for the Eagles as they played the first run for us here tonight.
Well executed. You get a little bit of a jump there at third. It wasn't really the true suicide. They were breaking a little bit, looking to use a little safety action. And the ball, again, on the turf, all you got to do is get that ball down and let that thing react on the turf, and you get a good jump. And probably the right play to flip the Holmes. I don't think they would have got him at first anyway. I think it would have been a hit.
Discussion between our 3-man umpiring crew. Nothing comes of it. So an RBI for Brady Rockhold. Gives himself some breathing room on the mound on the other side. Now the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore. The Eagles will now look to add on here in the second inning. Rockhold takes off from first, swing and miss at the plate by Gilmore. Rockhold into second base safely.
Great lead, great jump. Steals the base easily. Now you're right back in scoring position, still just 1 out as the Eagles are down here at the bottom of their order.
McGraw flings it back to second base as Rockhold slides back in safely. At the dish, Rowan Gilmore, a junior, batting just .152. However, 4 of his 10 hits this season have gone for extra bases. The outfield remains relatively shallow. One pitch from McGraw, up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike to the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore.
Here, pitching at the bottom of the order, you want to really attack the zone here. That's how you stay out of the big inning.
2-1 pitch downstairs now, 3-1. Second baseman Aiden Wilhelm on deck for the Eagles, and after that it's back to Ethan Edwards at the top of the lineup for Eastern. 3-1 pitch inside, a 5-pitch walk for Rowan Gilmore. 2 men on with just 1 out for Wilhelm.
Well, that's the situation I was talking about there, and they're going to have a mound visit here, just try to slow the inning down a little bit. But now you're in a situation with 9-hole up. You can swing away in an RBI spot. You could certainly try to bunt the 2 over if you want it for the top of the order. Again, it just gives the coach far more options. So that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just really attacking that one guy in front of you, and that's how you keep the big inning from exploding on you. I know Carson and I earlier talked about that with the Fairfield game. So many times just Racine Southern's inability just to get an out and just kind of stop the bleeding a little bit allowed what could have been a 4-run inning to turn into a 9-run inning.
That is the one encouraging thing for head coach Chris Stewart is in the current situation they're in, first and second, just 1 out, a 1-0 lead has pretty much been done by the bottom half of their batting line.
Absolutely. Started with good patience there out of the 5-hole with a walk, and then they're able to execute. They got some help in terms of moving up to second, moving up to third, but then able to execute there on the safety squeeze.
So the junior Aiden Wilhelm strides in with 2 men aboard, 1 in scoring position with just 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. .292 hitter, 8 RBI, 2 extra base hits for the junior. .1-0 pitch bounced left side, fielded by Andrews, makes the throw over to first base for the second out of the inning. Andrews was playing relatively shallow on the hot corner. Really the only play he had was over to first base. Don't think he really had a chance of beating Rockhold back to the bag at third.
Good arm strength there on the throw. Puts you in a 2-out spot and gives you a chance to get out of the inning.
Both Rockhold and Gilmore move up 90 feet now, both base runners in scoring position for the shortstop, Ethan Edwards. Edwards a ground out to second base to lead off the day at the dish for the Eagles back in the home half of the first inning.
Talked about the outfield playing so shallow. Obviously you can get beat big time in this ballpark, but at the same time, throughout the course of a high school season, you hate to get beat on the blue.
One ball and 2 strikes. The count to Ethan Edwards. Jacob McGraw looking to stop the bleeding here in the second inning. 1-2. Low and away, that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwards.
Outstanding job. Drop and block there. 2-out spot. You hate to just give a run away with a guy at third. Great work on the outside corner there, getting out and getting in position.
2-2 pitch bounced left side. Clean field at short by the sophomore Bernard. He makes the throw over to first base to get out of the inning. Just 1 run allowed. Could have been a lot worse for South Webster. Just a 1-run lead for the Eagles as we head to the top of the third. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
Brady Rockhold back to the mound for the Eastern Eagles here in the top of the third inning of tonight's Division IV District Final. Rockhold will face the 9-1-2 of South Webster. The right fielder Cole Bennett will lead things off for the Jeeps, who are still looking for their first hit here tonight.
Double lead man, some coaches like to call it here. 9-1-2, great opportunity to go if you can get this guy aboard.
Oh, 1 delivery from Rockhold, swung on and missed.
Command of the off-speed's been really, really good early on here. He's not going to overpower. You certainly throws plenty hard enough, but the off-speed pitch to me is his plus pitch.
0-2 pitch, a check swing, a peel down to first. Did not go, now 1-2.
Actually, something new in postseason baseball you can get. Really, you're wasting your time appealing out to the guy behind the mound in some situations.
Excuse me, swing by Bennett. Rolls down the first base line, fielded by Gilmore. Takes it back to the bag for the first down of the inning.
What I'm referring to there is the three-man crew with the 2 base humps. You'll have more of an opportunity in just about every situation to be able to appeal the check swing.
So now Rockhold will begin his second trip through this South Webster batting order. The opposing pitcher, Jacob McGraw, down on strikes back in the first inning.
So many times when you're facing someone with great command of the off-speed, you just, when you do get the chance to hit the fastball, you don't want to miss, and I think he'd probably like to have that pitch back.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 4th K tonight for Brady Rockhold. Second time McGraw has gone down on strikes. Now the third baseman, Benaiah Andrews, squaring around to bunt. First offering from Rockhold, low and away.
So many times the hitter's going to kind of spit on the curveballs, we like to say early on, but if you're able to just toss that thing in there for the get-ahead strike, it's a great weapon.
1-0 pitch sent into shallow left field. Diving effort from Ethan Edwards for the third out of the inning. What a play by the sophomore, as Eastern hangs on to this 1-0 lead as we head to the home half of the third. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
1-0 is our score as we enter the bottom of the third inning. here in tonight's Division IV district final between the Eastern Eagles and the South Webster Jeeps. Due up this half inning for the Eagles, the catcher Alex Collins, the center fielder Peyton Buckley, and the designated hitter Caleb Abner. Eagles will look to add on to this 1-0 lead that they gained in the bottom of the second inning. It's always nice when you can score a run without getting a hit, Shane.
Well, it's that execution we talked about. You get them on, and then a little bit of a miscue in the running game from South Webster, and then pass ball moved them over and they executed. Here, they're right in the heart of the order here, coming 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a big opportunity for Eastern to add on.
Collins reaching on air. His first plate appearance that came back in the first inning. 1-0 from McGraw, line into straightaway right field, brought in by Cole Bennett. Leadoff man retired.
Another example there where the ball off the bat, you think in your mind has a chance to get down, but again, both teams shallow, playing very aggressive, and so far it's really paid off. It's probably cost each of the teams here at least a couple hits.
So now the senior Peyton Buckley. A line out to left to his name thus far here tonight. Now in an even 1-1 count with one away here in the third.
And McGraw doesn't overpower you, but again, mixes speed, works in and out.
Two-one pitch, a pop-up into the left center field gap. Both outfielders moving. Nobody can get an eye on it, and it'll drop in for a base hit.
Well, there's the other side of that. You know, you're playing shallow, as we said. You get into the heart of the order, a fly ball with a little bit more carry. Perhaps that's a little bit more of a routine fly ball if you're back. But again, it's, you know, it's you go with what you think you have in your scouting report and where you want to play each pitch. And good swing there. Now you got a guy in scoring position for Eastern.
One out double for Peyton Buckley, his fourth extra base hit this season. DH Caleb Abner. Fly out to short back in the first inning. Down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner out from second base, a hit and run, ground ball to Bernard. Fields it cleanly, makes the throw over to first for the second out of the inning. Buckley moves up to third.
Eastern starts the runner there. Nice play, nice throw across. Most important thing there is to get that second out and to put you in a 2-out spot with a chance to get out of the inning. Now, if you're Eastern, you're looking to win a 2-out spot and try to add a run.
So now the right fielder, Hunter Needs, led off the previous inning with the walk, eventually coming all the way around to score for the lone run between both squads here tonight. Oh, one offering from McGraw, swung on up the middle. Fielded by McClintock, has some trouble with it, rushes the throw onto first, called safe. A bang-bang play at first base as of now. A 2-out RBI infield single for Hunter Needs.
Just that little bit of bobble. Got there and was able to square it up. If he fields it cleanly, I think he has him easily by a step. But as a result of the bobble, good hustle down the line, and that hustle results in the second run of the game for Eastern.
So now Hunter Needs has played a role in both runs for Eastern so far. First pitch swinging is the left fielder, Lance Hensler. Line out to Stevens in left field. Back-to-back one-run innings for the Eagles has them out to a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the fourth inning here at the VA. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. 2-0 lead for the Eastern Eagles. Gives the pitcher for Eastern a little more cushion as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Potentially the most dangerous part of this South Webster lineup coming up to the dish as it's the 3-4-5 and Hunter Bernard, Bryson McClintock, and Tristan Belfort. Belfort with a 2.33 ERA so far this season. Has led the Eagles in innings pitched and appearances up to this point in the season. And swing up the middle, fielded by Edwards. Throw on to first base to retire the leadoff man, Hunter Bernard.
As we start to get into the middle of the game, the biggest adjustment for South Webster is going to be on how they're going to handle Rockhold early in the count. He continues to use the off-speed pitch to work ahead, and they're going to have to decide on how aggressive they want to be in terms of sitting on that pitch.
Now the second baseman, Bryson McClintock. Hitters count now for McClintock. 2 balls and no strikes. This offering from Brady Rockhold finds the outside corner, now 2-1.
Here in the heart of the order for the Jeeps, Eastern is a little deeper, particularly in center field there.
Breaking ball on the 2-1 out of the zone now. 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch lifted into left field. Lance Hensler retreating, makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
Not an easy play in this ballpark. That ball was hit well with some good carry. Going back and making that play. Well done. Big out. That ball falls. That's extra bases for sure.
Brady Rockhold now just 1 out away from making it back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings. They'll have to get through the designated hitter, Tristan Belfort. Popped out to the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore, back in the second inning. So once again, Brady Rockhold begins an at-bat. Behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch lifted into shallow right. Hunter Needs moving to his right, makes the grab, and the side is retired. 6 straight retired by Brady Rockhold. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Tournament Baseball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. Home half of the fourth inning, moments away. It will be the 7-8-9 for the Eagles. To begin the frame, Brady Rockhold, Rowan Gilmore, and Aiden Wilhelm due up for Eastern. Rockhold with the lone RBI for the Eagles so far. Laid down a safety squeeze that allowed Hunter Needs to come home from third and score. At the time, giving the Eagles a 1-0 lead back in the second inning.
So far, game has a lot of pace to it. Only one hit in the ball game, 3 errors, but I wouldn't call them sloppy errors. Just some things that have happened throughout the course of the game.
1-1 pitch in on the belt. Brady Rockhold slides out of the box. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to the leadoff man.
Really want to attack the hitter here. Rockhold was the one with the great lead and a great jump on the stolen base. Now he's going to get another opportunity.
5-pitch walk for Rockhold. This one gets away from Murphy. He'll look to make it a 2-base walk. Advancing all the way up to second base on the wild pitch on ball 4.
That's just great awareness. That's great effort. That's playing the game hard. It's an experienced varsity baseball player that understands situation, understands in this ballpark the different things it offers you, and man, what a start to the inning for Eastern. Now already up 2-0. You're at the bottom of the order. Chance to manufacture a third run here.
The first baseman, Rowan Gilmore, reached on a walk back in the second inning. The home plate umpire calling time as the Jeeps send a man down to the bullpen. Appears to be Tristan Belfer. .1-0 from McGraw, swung on and belted up the middle. Windmill on at third, streaking home is Rockhold. He will slide in headfirst safely. Looking to make it to second base is Gilmore. He's called out on the tag.
I think Coach Stewart was going to put up the stop sign originally, then the ball bounced away. The speedy Rockhold rounds, reads his coach, takes the base. Heads up defense to cut down the trail runner and at least try to limit the damage here. So they do go up 3-0, but it does empty the bases.
So a single by Rowan Gilmore. He's thrown out at second base. Not officially an RBI as Rockhold technically coming home to score on the air in center by Schubert. But nonetheless, a 3-0 lead for Eastern here in the fourth inning.
And again, I think the reason for that scoring decision is because, again, the coach had the stop sign up and then changed as the ball bounced away.
1-1 pitch to Wilhelm, fouled away.
Still a lot of baseball to play if you're the Jeeps, so that's a big out. I know you don't want to allow the third run there, but the ability to throw that ball down to second, middle infield making a great scoop and tag, it offers you a chance to really limit the damage here and stay at 3-0. Again, a lot of baseball still to go here.
One-two pitch from McGraw, popped down the right field line. Foul is Perkins giving chase, unable to bring it in.
Outstanding effort. Went a long way there.
After Wilhelm, it's back to the top of the lineup and Ethan Edwards, who awaits on deck for Eastern. One-two pitch, swung on, belted right up the middle for a one-out single. Third base hit for Eastern thus far. McGraw now begins his third trip through this Eastern Eagle lineup. And really through the first two trips, it's been the middle to the bottom part of this Eagle lineup that has been the most productive.
It really has, producing the best at bats. Real impressed with the base running of Eastern and their speed and their ability to put some pressure on the defense. Let's see if what Coach Stewart has in mind here.
First offering grounded left side. That'll get through for a base hit. Back-to-back-to-back singles for Eastern.
Well, those are frustrating to pitchers. Off the bat, you feel like you at least have a force play maybe, and you feel like the thing's a 25 hopper with eyes, and it finds its way into left field, and now you're first and second with just one out, and you're right, entering right in the heart of this order here with some of Eastern's top hitters.
2 on with 1 out for the catcher Alex Collins, potentially the most dangerous batter in this Eastern Eagle lineup. Collins, a .423 hitter with 25 RBI and 8 extra base hits. Team leader in all of those categories. Collins also with the walk-off single to send the Eagles to this district final this past Saturday against Trimble.
Over the years coaching against Coach Stewart, I know he really values the 2-hole position in his lineup with one of his better hitters. Some of his best players over the years have hit 2-hole for him.
Collins, an all-TVC selection, voted the TVC Offensive MVP. Also a first-team all-district selection as well. Collins 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1. Belted down the left field line. It's fair. Should be extra bases for Collins. Wilhelm rounds thirds. He will score. Edwards will as well. Collins holds up at second base. A 2 RBI. 1 out double for Collins.
What a big swing. Nice job getting the hands inside. So many times you see that ball hook foul. Able to keep it fair.
Another mound visit for the Jeeps. It appears this time it will be a pitching change. Tristan Belfort, originally the designated hitter, will head to the mound to presumably take over the duties from Jacob McGraw. We'll take a quick break. 5-0 is our score. Eastern out in front of tonight's Division IV district final. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Now pitching for the Jeeps, number 2, Tristan Belfort.
Tristan Belfort will take over the duties on the mound for South Webster. Second most innings pitched for this Jeep squad this season. 41 and a third.
Well, certainly danger time for the Jeeps here. Down 5-0, still have the guy in scoring position, just one out, and you're still dealing with the heart of the order. This is just where you got to regroup. You got to hit the reset button. You've got to find a way out of this. You still have 3 opportunities offensively to answer. But first things first, you got to go defense here and really win the situation.
3.39 ERA for Belfort. First batter he will face is the 3-hole Peyton Buckley. Buckley 1 for 2 with a double an inning ago, coming all the way around to score.
Again, aggressive base running. You'll see the big secondary lead. Remember, Coach Stewart started a runner earlier in this situation as they got deeper in the count.
Pickoff attempt to second base. Collins back in safely.
Great timing play from South Webster. Earlier, we watched the shortstop come in on a little bit of the daylight play. That time as the shortstop went away, the second baseman with a late break. That throw on the other side might have had a chance to get him.
1-1 pitch on the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Peyton Buckley. Off the mound, Jacob McGraw moved into left field. Bo Stevens is out. Stevens, the player Belfort, was DHing 4. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Belfort.
Great pitch. Obviously, the first time Eastern seeing him after seeing McGraw here the first couple times through the order.
So now the cleanup man, Caleb Abner. Abner 0 for 2 so far. A 1 pitch bounced left side, fielded by Andrews. Clean throw onto first base is brought in by Perkins for the 3rd out of the inning. 4 innings down, a 5-0 lead for Eastern as we head to the visiting half of the 5th inning. Here at the VA, you're watching Ohio High School baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. 1 chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. Brady Rockhold back out for his 5th inning of work. Still South Webster without a hit through their first 4 trips to the dish. It'll be 6-7-8 for South Webster this inning. The first baseman, Brody Perkins, will lead things off. Sam Murphy and Dylan Schubert will follow. Jeeps looking for some offense in this D4 district final. First pitch from Rockhold, a called strike, 0-1.
South Webster, you got to just compete hard, one at AB at a time. Can't try to get it all back at once.
1-1 pitch, a check swing, a peel down to first, did not go.
We talk a lot of times, we're not playing a time sport. A lot of times you fall behind in basketball, football, you simply run out of time. Or baseball, you're going to get your outs, make them count.
2-1 pitch on the inside corner, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Brody Perkins. Time called in the box by Perkins. Of course, the winner of tonight's district final will advance to the regional tournament. We'll face the winner of the East District next Thursday, May 30th at Beavers Field at 3 p.m. Rockhold, 2-2 pitch, ground ball, right side, sliding play by Wilhelm, pops up and makes the throw to first base. 1 away.
Nice play, going a step or 2 to the arm side. Kind of used a little slide to get back to his feet with a quick release. I think Carson was telling me the Toronto-Berlin bracket, is that out of the East there? Two of the powerhouse in Division 4. They competed right up to the end here in the pole championship. I don't know that I did see that today if Berlin and Highland ended up winning that or not in terms of the final poll. They've been 1-2 quite a bit throughout the last couple weeks.
Two-0 pitch to Sam Murphy, a chopper up the middle. Edwards on the run, throw onto first, picked by Gilmore. What a play for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, I think what's impressed me the most about Eastern is just their quickness and their athleticism in the infield, their ability to come get the baseball. All of the infielders have made some plus plays to keep the scorecard clean.
Back-to-back web gems by this middle infield for Eastern. Now the center fielder, Dylan Schupert. Interesting batting stance. 1 foot in the top right corner, other foot in the back right, or in the back left corner. One pitch, swung on and missed, now 1-2.
Rockhold's just been in complete command right from the start. He's had a good release point on his off-speed stuff, and it's just made everything work together.
1-2 pitch, a bouncer left side, fades foul. Shane, you talk about Berlin Highland. Seems like in every sport in Division 4, you always see them at the regional tournament.
No question. Toronto baseball could be right up there too. I think they're in the district tournament for like the 21 straight sectional titles I read.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. 3 up, 3 down, top 5th frame for Brady Rockhold. The 3rd consecutive 3 up, 3 down inning for this Eagle pitcher. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 is our score here at VA Memorial Stadium. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
5-0 is our score as we enter the home half of the 5th inning in tonight's Division 4 district final between the Eastern Eagles and the South Webster Jeeps. Due up this inning for Eastern, Hunter needs Lance Hensler and Brady Rockhold. No hits between the three batters due up, however, 2 runs scored. Tristan Belford still on the mound for South Webster.
It's been a little bit of the story that you've highlighted well, Dewey, just the ability to manufacture the runs, and then they've had 1 or 2 swings that have really topped it off.
One pitch popped left side. Bernard giving chase will make the grab in shallow left. 1 away.
Great range from the shortstop position. Left fielder coming hard there as well. Good communication.
Now the left fielder, Lance Hensler. Down on strikes in the second inning. However, a hard line out to left back in the third. First offering on the way from Belford, a breaking ball up and in, 1-0. Pitch, a bouncer. Up the middle, neither infielder makes the play. It trickles into center field for a 1-out single. First base hit tonight for Hensler.
Off the bat, looked like possibly going to have an opportunity to come across the bag from the shortstop position, but it just sneaks its way through and gives Eastern a base runner.
One of those ground balls where both infielders converging, waiting for the other guy to call it off, and in the end, nobody did. Runner off from first, a pitch called ball at the plate, sliding into second safely is Lance Hensler.
Great glove work at the shortstop position. He did all he could do. A little bit of a short hop there, played it well, got the tag in, and just a fraction late.
So now another insurance run in scoring position for Eastern. 1-0 they count to Brady Rockhold. Snap throw back to second base. No play as Bernard brings it in.
Well, the Eastern base running's been really, really important in all of this. They've had some good secondary leads. They've had some stolen bases, and their ability to score in the gap, score on the ball down the line. I'm not mistaken, that 2 RBI double down the line, they came from first and second, came all the way around from first to score.
.20 pitch popped right side into foul ground. Perkins makes the grab, 2 away.
First baseman number 30, Rowan Gilmore.
First official at bat for Brady Rockhold. Now 0 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. Now the first baseman, Rowan Gilmore. Gilmore really started off that 3-run 4th inning for the Eagles. An RBI single that allowed Rockhold to score. Gilmore thrown out at second base, attempting to stretch a single into a double.
So the infield's really got to keep the ball in the infield. You got to get the shirt dirty and work hard.
Runner off from second, Murphy, throw down to third. Not in time as Hensler swipes another bag. Didn't seem like Hensler got a great jump. However, Murphy, not the most urgent throw down to third base. Nonetheless, 2-0 the count as Gilmore calls time in the box.
Good hitter's count for a guy who was able to square one up earlier.
Gilmore has not been retired through his first 2 appearances at the dish. A walk in the second and a single in the fourth. Now a perfect 3 for 3 on reaching first base safely.
Second baseman number 2, Hayden Wilhelm.
Runners on the corners now for Aiden Wilhelm. 1 for 2 with a single in his most recent at-bat that came in the 4th.
Eastern can put a lot of pressure on you here, a lot of different things Coach Stewart can go to in the first and third situation. Even with 2 outs, he can start the runner. You get later in the count, he can even start the runner as the pitcher comes set. Again, puts a lot of pressure on a defense to decide how they want to handle that. You are at the bottom of the order here with 2 outs, so you certainly don't want to give a run away.
0-1 pitch off speed. Gilmore takes off from first base. Defensive indifference. He'll slide up 90 feet.
You can see the difference there. He went about 3/4 the way and then kind of stopped to see if the throw was going to come, to see for the lead runner to react. South Webster went ahead and decided to let it go and concentrate on trying to get the third out of the inning here in front of him.
Two balls and 1 strike to the second baseman, Aiden Wilhelm. 2-1 pitch in the zone, now 2-2. Two-two pitch, swung on and missed. Big time strikeout by Belford. Gets out of the inning unscathed as we head to the top of the 6th. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. Brady Rockhold still on the mound, pumping gas for the Eagles. He's retired the last 10 South Webster Jeep batters he's faced. Hard ground ball, Edwards makes the play to first, 1 away.
Good arm strength in the hole there to make the play.
Rockhold is not allowed a base runner since the 2nd inning when he hit Sam Murphy. Back to the top of the lineup now for South Webster as Jacob McGraw strides in.
You can't help but start to count the outs for the Jeeps, down to 5 outs here, so you really got to make something happen this inning. Even if you can't get them all back, you got to be able to get a couple on the board here.
One ball and 2 strikes, the count now to Jacob McGraw.
Again, can't stress enough just how the command of the curveball has set everything up for Rockhold on the evening. He's been outstanding.
McGraw down on strikes once again.
Third baseman, number 15, Andrews.
6 strikeouts tonight for Brady Rockhold.
Consistent arm slot, good arm speed on all of his pitches. Again, the fastball not that overpowering, but as you start to, your eye starts to sit on some of the other stuff and the fastball gets on you a little bit.
Rockhold now up to 71 pitches tonight.
Really efficient.
.30 from Rockhold in the zone, now 3-1. Only players to reach base safely have been Hunter Bernard and Sam Murphy. Now add Benaya Andrews to that list.
Really mature take. You're down 5-0 and you're down to 4 outs. 3-1, you could certainly get over aggressive there, but I like the take because again, you need base runners in this situation.
First base runner for head coach Ryan McClintock since the 2nd inning. A dominant outing so far for Rockhold. Hunter Bernard, first pitch swinging, chopper right side. Wilhelm, throw on to first to retire the side. Another scoreless frame tossed by Rockhold. 3 outs to go for South Webster, but first, home half of the 6th inning coming up for the Eastern Eagles, who lead by 5. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. 5-0 lead for this Chris Stewart-led Eastern Eagles squad as they'll look to claim their first district title in head coach Stewart's tenure here at Eastern. Had, as we previously mentioned, 2 district titles at Athens. See, in total was a coach from 2005 to 2017, serving as the head coach from 2013 to 2017. Stepped away a little bit as his son played baseball at Alderson Broadus. Spent some time watching him. I believe Alderson Broadus closed down here in the past year or so. He said his son Brock, now the athletic director at Eastern, so I'm sure they get to spend a lot of time together now. Taking over at Eastern in 2021. 3 sectional titles, looking to win his first district title here at Eastern.
Well, at least with your schedule, your bus time, or who knows what, at least you got the ear of the AD, right?
Due up this inning for the Eagles. 1-2-3, Ethan Edwards, Alex Collins, and Peyton Buckley. 1-0 pitch popped right side. Perkins giving chase towards the fence, makes the play.
The catcher, number 11, Alex Collins.
Again, South Webster's not played a poor game in terms of pitching and defense. They've had a few miscues here and there, really just had some control issues that maybe started some innings, and then the aggressive base running of Eastern and some of the small ball execution.
Belfort remains on the mound for South Webster. He faces the TVC offensive MVP this past season, Alex Collins.
Looking back through my notes, I've only had about 3 balls where I marked where I felt like they were hit extremely hard. Obviously, the big double RBI, two-run double down the line was a big, big swing.
For Collins, it was his 9th extra base hit. RBIs 26 and 27 on this season. 2-1 pitch fouled away, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-0 pitch, a flare into shallow right. Bryson McClintock moves back to make the play, 2 down.
Talked about the high respect for Coach Stewart. We competed in the district championship here in 21, and we were able to get them that night. And then they turned around last year in the sectional championship and beat us. Rockhold on the mound there, and outstanding growth. Just watching him from last year, watching him 2 or 3 times to this year, just the overall command of his pitches, and just been so impressed with him on the mound this evening.
Two and one, the count to the center fielder, Peyton Buckley. Buckley 1 for 3 with a double back in the 3rd inning. Coming all the way around to score. The home plate umpire ruling the 2-1 offering, catches a piece of Buckley. He'll head down to first, 2 away.
You know, Dewey talked about South Webster being patient in their bats when you get in these 5-0 situations, you get late in the game. Same's true for Eastern. You want to add on and you want to get as much as you can. Sometimes you get this close to the finish line and you have a tendency to maybe get a little impatient in the box or want to hurry it along. And you still want to grind your bats on this side as well. And if you can pick up another run, certainly doesn't hurt anything.
Runner off from first base, swing and miss at the plate as Buckley swipes second successfully. As you alluded to, Shane, the base running for Eastern has just been dangerous so far.
Really has. And it starts with their lead. They get great secondary lead. They're extremely aggressive. They use some straight steal, some delayed steal. We saw a safety squeeze earlier. Again, we've watched them score from second on the base hit. We've watched them score from first on the extra base hit. Just all around base running wise, tonight's been A+ for the Eagles.
Runner off from second, throw down to third from Murphy, not in time. Shane, I believe that's the second time we've seen an Eastern Eagle base runner swipe second and third. As Lance Hessler did it just an inning ago. 2-1 to the plate, ground ball, Bernard. Fielded cleanly, throw on to first is in time for a spotless frame tossed by Tristan Belford. 5 runs, just 3 outs to do it. For South Webster, we'll head to the top of the 7th. You're watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. Brady Rockhold 3 outs away from a no-hitter in this D4 district final here tonight. He'll face the 4-5-6 Bryson McClintock, Tristan Belford, and Brody Perkins. I believe time called prior to the pitch. So no pitch. This will be the first offering to McClintock. First pitch swinging left side, fielded by Atha. Scooped at first base by Gilmore, one away.
Nice job over at first base with good footwork on the bag. Looking in with the base runner coming down the line. Well done.
So now Tristan Belford. 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Rockhold falls behind in the count, 2-0 to the batter, Belford.
I think Rockhold's command of the strike zone throughout the night has kept South Webster aggressive in this situation.
Two balls and 2 strikes. This one lined to center field. Buckley giving chase. He makes the grab for the second out of the inning. What a play by the senior in center field.
Well, we watched it in left field earlier. Now we see it in center field going back. Both balls hit well. Both balls with some carry and good outfield play, which is so important in all situations, but especially in this ballpark.
First offering to Perkins, low and away. Perkins 0 for 2, a strikeout in the second before grounding out to the second baseman Wilhelm in the 5th. 1-0 pitch. Catches a piece of Perkins. He'll head down to first base. Just the 4th base runner allowed by Brady Rockhold. A pair of walks and a pair of hit by pitches.
2-out situation, 5 runs to play with. Let's see if Eastern plays. No, they're going to hold him on there at first.
Ground ball up the middle. It gets through for a base hit. Sam Murphy breaks up the no-no.
Well, you give South Webster credit. They continue to compete. Tip your cap to Rockhold. He's just been terrific tonight. I know he wanted to finish it there, but the task at hand is still getting that final out. Coach Stewart's going to make a mound visit. I think this will just be more to make sure he gets his guys locked in on the task at hand here.
So Brady Rockhold goes 6 2/3 innings without allowing a base hit. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Sam Murphy lines a single up the middle. 2 men on, 2 outs. Center fielder Dylan Schubert to the plate. He's 0 for 2.
Carson passed over to me a second ago. We were talking about Highland 12, Toronto 1. So there's your answer on how good Highland is. And you told me that would be Eastern's opponent if they're able to record this final out, correct?
Chris Stewart walks off the mound. Brady Rockhold remains in the game for Eastern, just 1 out away from a district title. First offering to Schubert out of the zone, 1-0. '85 pitches now for Rockhold. Number 86 on the way, in there for a called strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't think the pitch count's a concern. Just going out to reset the guys there after losing a no-hitter because you want them to stay focused and not let this thing get any closer.
One pitch inside, now 2-1. Three balls and one strike to Dylan Schubert.
Based on those last two takes, I think taking all the way.
3-1 pitch in there for a called strike. The count is full.
Now what that does is it does a couple things. One, makes him throw the strike. Now you're going to be able to start the runners, which is going to increase your opportunity maybe on an infield base hit opportunity.
Payoff pitch on the way. Inside, the bases are juice.
Right fielder number 10, Cole Bennett.
Catcher's going to go out and talk here.
So now the right fielder, Cole Bennett. 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs.
You know, you get in these high pressure situations, and oftentimes just finishing it off is the hardest thing. You know, you just gotta reset. You've obviously had great command all night. I always talk to the catcher here, hey, let's cut the center of the plate a little bit more, not nibble on the corner, make it an easier called strike opportunity. The bases loaded could actually work in your favor here with some force play opportunities.
This inning, the first two batters were retired. Since then, a hit by pitch, a single. And here recently, a walk to Dylan Schubert. Time called in the box by Cole Bennett. After Bennett, it's back to the top of the lineup for South Webster. 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back, evens it up at 1-1. One just off the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jeeps now down to their final strike. 2-2 the count to Bennett.
You want good secondary leads here. You want to be a tough force if a ball's hitting the hole.
Out of the windup, the 2-2 from Rockhold, swung on and missed. The Eastern Eagles are district champs in Division 4.
Congratulations, Coach Stewart and his Eastern Eagles. Really, really good baseball team. Played a really nice game all the way around. Offensively, executed really well with their speed and their small ball execution. Obviously pitched and defended at a high level, recording the shutout on just 1 hit. Outstanding.
Five to nothing is our final. The Eastern Eagles moving on to the regional tournament, which will begin next Thursday, May 30th at Beavers Field. Their contest will be at 3 p.m. Shane, you'll have to help me out who the team they will be playing. I can't remember. It's the winner of the East District.
That was that Berlin Highlands score. Berlin Highlands. Oh, that was just the semifinal, I'm being told. That's a whole nother story. I don't know if you want to go to break and then come back to that. We can, but the Southeast District's not treated real well in Division 4 on how they have to take like 10 days off before they play in the region.
Yeah, the Southeast District more or less a round ahead of the other districts, so hence the larger break. You know, you have the back-to-back or even just a one-day break in between the district semi and the district final. Now you have close to a 10-day break in between the district final and the regional semi.
And I think a lot of it's the venue thing, which is, I get that, but at the same time, I can tell you, someone who did it 3 times, this time of year your seniors graduate, you've got all these kids in and out of school, and it's, you know, and then you sit around for 10 days getting ready to play in the regional. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it's a welcome challenge because you're still in the Sweet 16, but it is a hard break to take.
Nonetheless, 5-0 is our final. The Eastern Eagles are district champs. We'll take a quick break. You've been watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
We welcome you back to VA Memorial Stadium. A 5-0 Division IV district final win for head coach Chris Stewart and his Eastern Eagles squad, the 3rd district title. For head coach Chris Stewart, his first at Eastern.
Please direct your attention to the field where Tony Williams and Stephanie Evans, representing the Southeast District Athletic Board, will present tonight's district runner-up and district championship trophies, along with respective administration from each school.
As the trophy presentation goes on, we'll go over the box score for both squads tonight. For South Webster, unfortunately, not a whole lot to go over. Benaiah Andrews 0 for 2 with a walk. Hunter Bernard the same, 0 for 2 with a walk. Brody Perkins and Sam Murphy, I should say Brody Perkins 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch. Sam Murphy, the lone hit for South Webster, he goes 1 for 2, was also hit by a pitch. And Dylan Schubert goes 0 for 2 with a walk. For the Eastern Eagles, Ethan Edwards goes 1 for 4 with a run scored. Alex Collins 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double. Peyton Buckley 1 for 3 with 1 run scored. Hunter Needs goes 0 for 2 but did have a run scored as he was walked in the 2nd inning. Lance Hensler goes 1 for 3. Brady Rockhold 0 for 1 but did have a run scored as well. He also had 1 RBI that came in the 2nd inning. Rowan Gilmore goes 1 for 1. He drew a pair of walks, and Aiden Wilhelm goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. And going back to Brady Rockhold, 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs allowed, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 2 bean batters. An outstanding day on the mound for the junior.
Well, 3 things jump out at me, all in Eastern's favor as just a slight difference. Because, again, even at 5-0, I thought this was a very competitive game for the most part. But the 3 things that jump out at me, number 1, obviously Rockhold's command early and often, working in front, using the off-speed pitch to get ahead. 2, I thought the defensive range, I thought that the quickness of Eastern defensively played a big factor. The infield being able to range on some choppers, not routine plays at all. I know there's 2+ plays in the outfield. And then the 3rd thing was their base running. They probably didn't offensively outperform Southwestern that much other than a swing or 2, but their ability to run the bases, get really, really good leads, steal some bases. When they were asked to bunt the baseball, they did so well. Then they take advantage of 1 or 2 good swings, and before you know it, that adds up to 5-0. So, again, congratulations to Eastern.
As we alluded to earlier, district tournament baseball will continue here at the VA for the rest of this week as the Division III district tournament continues tomorrow as district semis will be underway. We will have 2 district final live streams this week on tap, Wednesday 5 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. And that will conclude baseball, I should say high school baseball here at the VA, as obviously the Chillicothe Paints will get things rolling the following week. And baseball will continue all throughout the summer here at VA Memorial Stadium.
Well, that's exciting. And you were asking earlier about the score. That Highland score I'd given you was a district semifinal. On Wednesday, Highland will play Strasburg-Franklin, and the winner of that would be Eastern's opponent come Lancaster time next week there at the beautiful stadium up there in Lancaster Beavers Field.
So we'll leave the stream on for the rest of this trophy presentation, but for our coverage here tonight, that'll do it. 5-0 is our final as Eastern claims their first district title under head coach Chris Stewart. Shane, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, appreciate it. Really enjoyed it.
Couple district finals we'll have in Division III coming up this week. Should be a fun way to wrap up the high school season here at the VA this season.
No question. Appreciate you having me.
So that'll do it for our coverage here tonight. You've been watching Ohio High School District Tournament Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Rowan Gilmore. Lance Hensler. Hunter Neves. Lane Atha. Caleb Abner. Alex Collins. Ethan Edwards. Peyton Buckley. And Brady Rockhold. And Braylon Johnson. Head coach Chris Stewart and his staff, Wes Buckley, Justin Huffman, and Connor Rittenauer, along with student manager Sydney Dillon. Would the captains for the Eagles please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy? Congratulations to the Eagles, who will now advance to the regional semifinal at Beavers Field in Lancaster on Thursday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Thank you to the Chillicothe Paints and Chad Jenkins for serving as hosts for the district championship. Thank you for your attendance and support of Ohio high school student athletes. Please remember that there is a strict 20-mile-an-hour speed limit